That's what's going.
Yes, they can hear you.
Oh. Well, then I'll keep my mouth shut. Here I was going to make all sorts of fun.
You know, I'm not seeing us on Facebook. I think you're going to have to tweet everybody over to YouTube.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's weird, but we did not pop up on. I'll restart this thing. We'll try it again. So I'm gonna just. Oh, did it on Facebook? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm still not seeing it on Facebook. I'm only seeing it on YouTube.
Facebook room.
Okay, great, awesome. I won't be able to see the comments then, so you guys will have to control the comments. I don't have it over here.
Might be.
not make it true.
Page either.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not seeing it on the group page. I wonder if I'll see if I can go in and restart it or something from Restream. Yeah, I'm not sure.
On the you this looking at.
If you guys are joining us, check us out on YouTube. All you have to do is search Ref Room. Go to YouTube, search Ref Room, and hit the subscribe button and the notification button, please. We're about 2.5 minutes away from starting. Again, YouTube, and go to Ref Room. Just search Ref Room. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button. Hit the bell. Smash it.
After reviewing the play, the call on the ice stands. We gotta go!
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. It is lunch in the Ref Room. We are back. I am excited. I actually got to skate this week. I am going to bring in my cohort here, Mr. Brad Baumruck. Brad, what's going on, buddy?
But I'm with you. We got some stuff here.
It's pretty exciting
Be
because
entertained.
I think somebody's got their volume up over there. Yeah, it's pretty exciting because I haven't skated since March, and I finally get to get out there and do a little skating and have some fun. And hockey is back, so that gives us even more to talk about. So we're pretty excited, and we've got a very special guest today, and I am going to let Brad introduce him because he's one of Brad's friends who made this happen today, and we're really happy to have him here. Yeah, we gave him a promotion.
I was
Well,
refereeing
our
tonight.
credibility is shot already because we gave you a bump in pay grade there. But we're really excited to have you. And as what Brad does here, he works in development with the new officials and everything and the education. And so we're being joined by Andy today. We're going to talk a little bit about developing the officials and how you guys can get better and improve your skills and to be able to get the better games. Because after all, we all want to work the better games, right? So we can't make you a better referee if you listen, but, we'll give you some ideas. And, we're not affiliated with USA Hockey. We're not affiliated with IHOA or MyHOA or anybody else's HOA. We are just here to have some fun and have some conversation. So we'll give you our opinions and, take them for what they're worth. Everybody here has worked some pretty nice hockey, whether, maybe not at Brad's level or maybe not at Andy's level. But, hey, I've worked a high school game or two before and had some fun out there and, been around the hockey community for a long time. So, let's get started. And, I want to ask Andy right off the bat, are you guys up and running in St. Louis? What's going on? Tell us a little bit about what's happening in your district.
Here in Missouri. I always value running in St. Louis that are in St. Louis. Some of our outside the some right on the island. We've got season coming up real fast. In the ice. Most exciting.
Well, no doubt. I mean, I'm looking forward to that as well. And Brad, we just had our annual meeting here in Illinois the other night, so maybe Brad wants to bring us up to speed on that and any new developments in terms of where we are. I know we've got a big tournament coming into Chicago this weekend. We've got the, Chicago Shuffle, I believe. Normally it rivals the CCM World Invite, but I think we might have a few less teams this time around, but there's a lot of games. I know I'm getting ready to work quite a bit this weekend, and I'm pretty excited about it. And Brad, what do you know as far as the updates with what's going on in our area?
Well, we're moving out of changes that were areas, our central district register. Well, actually, you step and register.
Now, we actually are we up? I mean, do we have the seminar dates and everything set for Illinois at this point?
Year. Development. On Illinois test the thing that with our
Okay, that's great because I know that the registration has changed. So for those of you that have not registered yet, you can go onto the USA Hockey website and certainly sign up. We all need to get that done. We also have to take we got a new screening process this year, at least in Illinois. Have you guys been using that process, Andy? Is that the way you've been doing it, or did you guys have your own system before?
Putting in the information. So it's like pretty, for my opinion, just like crucial that you have an audience because position away than they worked their first game. So definitely going to implement component.
Well, I got to tell you, I totally agree with that, because when I started, which is probably about 9 years ago, I mean, I was like dumbfounded by what I needed to do and how I had to respond to everything. And we had a gentleman, and I'm going to tell you who it is after I give you the story here, because he's the one that showed me how to drop the puck. He also showed me what shin tights were. He told me to untuck my pants and go in there and put some tape on them, or whatever the case may be, so I'd look presentable. And he worked with me, and the guy ended up being an NHL linesman. His name is Andy McCallum. So I really do appreciate the fact that, A, he was out there with level ones, B, that he showed up to all the meetings. This was during the lockout year. And he worked with us, and he attended all the meetings, and he answered lots of questions. And what a great guy. And that is just such a great give back from the hockey community to the hockey community. And that has stuck with me. I mean, that was just a really, really great moment. I mean, to be able to ask those questions and get them answered with somebody of that magnitude. I mean, I was really, really impressed by that. And so I'll publicly thank him right now for that. That meant a lot to me, and it got me off to a good start, because I know I had a lot of questions. And I worked a men's league game when I had first started, and the game ended up being canceled. It was out at Geneva, and the ref that was there, Mitch, he and I sat in the locker room for about an hour and a half, and he answered all kinds of questions for me. And, I really appreciate it, because we all do need to give back to one another and help each other. That's really what it's all about. Brad, you're running like the development program now, so you're giving back a lot, and you've got lots of information. What would you like to share with a new up-and-coming official, and what they could do to better their skills?
What? For him, because he's got so.
But for the past board, several is tired. So many new, and looking at our thing, and so make sure to our education. And so at that point, Matt Spaeth actually ran. He kind of handed it over, but he really got into things excited. We do the refing for kind of houses where we a couple hours, talk to them about officiating. They have a scrimmage. They get to go out and actually some of our younger officials for a couple of years that we think have potential, try to fast track them, but we try to get out of the comfort zone. They might be those squirt and pee-wee games on the west. Let's give them a Bates game. Let's
No, it's good stuff. I mean,
give them a younger where it's really what it's is those guys that are looking up to them. Maybe they're second or third, and the big coming out of school. But when or a young official, it support exam for you. I hate to say, protect by calming presence. Absolutely, guys. That large number of and the new kid. And, those first full of shooters is critical.
No doubt. I'll tell you what. In terms of like getting these guys out there and getting them to work and teaching them and learning, Brad, when do you guys start up now your development? I know you stay in touch over the internet with everybody during the season and during the off season, but we have some classes, and one of the things that's changed over the years since you've taken over is you've really expanded the number of people that can attend the ADP program, because I know when I took the ADP, I think we were limited. We had about 30 guys. Don't quote me on that, but I think we had about 30 people in it. And you guys have opened it up so pretty much anybody that wants to can attend it, which I think is just a fantastic thing. I mean, I learned so much. Each time I go to one of those sessions, I'm going to walk away with something, and I know it.
When we trying to start development, go towards the younger official. We have that start because of their kids, and refereeing and have a good judgment. Because welcome kids.
Yeah. Well, actually, that brings me to a point, because I know, we tend to really go after the young players to recruit them and get them started, since they can start at age 14, I believe. But, I wanted to ask you, do you recruit a lot of just the younger kids, or are you going to the men's league and trying to get those guys that have been playing in the A or the B league that are hitting their 40, 45s, and they're not able to keep up with the 19-year-olds any longer that have come into the league, and they're still looking to stay in the game? I mean, that's kind of what happened to me. I mean, probably I gave up playing about 5 years ago, but, I was playing on 5 teams when I started reffing. And, I did a lot of games. It was pretty hard not to be on the ice 6-7 nights a week. But, I'm a big fan of the guys that are 45 years old, 50 years old, that know hockey, that have been around hockey, that can skate, that can play, that can handle situations. I'm a big fan of getting those guys involved and, making them referees. Andy?
I'll be with you. We got the junior blues to nice probably for them, and coach, can we just block for 20 minutes or whatever, and just about a fish people, when they're playing days, they'll come on over and join the dark side, so to speak. The seed and
yeah,
to retired. There's an amazing show out there, associates officials. It's a keynote speech the organizations in a couple years, and the word I think I mentioned just a few minutes ago is and how the main reason with it, the main reason I've studied years and relation or business acquaintance. I got my with it. That's going to work on our house later, or who will be a contractor. My insurance guy through officiate. The list goes on and on. Whatever of it age. In the dressing room. Whatever the case may be. Some friends, hockey people are the type of people you're going to want to be them, no matter if they're be around. If we can and expand it, it's go out and watch this.
Let's see if we can get a link for that. Do you have a link you can share or put it in the chat for us, or?
I'll try here, but it's his message, and I think if everybody could watch really and understand better, getting integrated, getting connected, and be.
I couldn't agree with you more as far as that goes. I mean, the hockey community is a wonderful group. The one question I guess I would have for you, this is just my personal opinion. I mean, when you're playing on a team, I think you have a little more opportunity to go hang out afterwards and have that soda pop, where we don't really get that opportunity always as referees. Maybe after a meeting, I just see it's not as often as I would like to see that, where we can get together. I don't know about you. I don't really feel comfortable having a soda pop after a high school game or something like that in one of those rinks. So we're usually out the door. But I'd love to hear if you've got an idea of a way for the referees to get together and have a little more involvement that way. I'd certainly welcome that. I don't know about you, Brad. That is very appealing to me.
Point. Now busier, so they off. So all people get times those.
It could be a and go on watching the hockey teammates in the room for 5 minutes and just how's your family? Hey, your high school, your case may be. If you get to know people, those moments, people are going to go to bat if they can put that connect.
I found.
Yeah.
Me up.
Yeah. There goes our copyright strike.
We get
there it is. Very cool. Yeah, no problem.
Back up.
Terry was one of my referees back in the day. I mean, he's a rugged Canadian, super nice guy. No nonsense. He wasn't the greatest, most fluid out there. This was about 3-man, one round on the ice.
Yeah.
center line.
Center lines. He's a great, so definitely.
Yeah, speaking of that three-man, I saw that in the NHL a couple seasons ago when I went to one of the Blackhawks games. One of the refs was obviously not feeling well before the start of the game. He had his bottle of water out there with him. I think he was looking a little dehydrated. And about 5 minutes into the game, he was off the ice, and they ran a three-man system, which was fun to watch because the guy didn't go more than top of the circle to top of the circle, and he didn't make any calls on his, on the other side of the ice. So I think he just kind of relied on the TV cameras if he needed them. So it was very interesting to watch. We don't see much three-man in the NHL, and the speed of that game is just incredible. So yeah. So Mr. Brad, when are we starting back? You don't have a date for getting like ADP together and all that good stuff?
No. Development. USA Hudson. Okay, from the we can't host anything really. You gotta make.
Now, how many of you guys have actually done your registration and started taking your open book test? I know I downloaded mine. First question freaked me out immediately. I thought it looked like it might be a little tougher this year. And do we know, are we going online for the seminar test this year, Brad? What's the deal with that? Or Andy, are you up on what we're doing as far as that's concerned?
So right now, piecemeal, 100% everything. My it's an official having completed virtual classroom is in fact virtual is up to the local going to be virtual. Administrator of that class alert that goes the clock for I believe an on book test at this point. Understanding it is complete that. You can't. So that's USC's way of close to a close exam scenario is time limit.
Somebody will.
Days. But so situation for a closed book exam. Hockey is acknowledged. I think they still, that level of testing is impossible.
Well, now, we're probably not going to make it based on what I'm seeing with these numbers in these other states. I'm thinking we may not make it through the season this year. Do you think we'll get the full hockey season in?
For me again, I don't think so. No, and
yeah,
it's a point.
Yeah,
I'm retired right now on ours. We're rallying our group. Truck near the goes new with adults joining our. I just happening with the spike, kind of the on the population to practice some. So I must be wrong, and I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too. Brad, what's your thoughts?
but exposure is practice. One team gets that isolation and teams in one.
Yeah.
Kids sick, possibly not all opinion.
Are schools practicing down in your area, Andy?
Teams that are practicing, like the or the colleges, our teams games right now, the friendships, which I referred to, we use a lot of restrictions as far as building once they're in the players. Everybody's going to have understanding what I hope everybody in coach, administrator, guys of it is this game. It's a pass. We'll take a deep. Everybody, deep breath. Lay the shoulders off the parent. We're part. All was right now. That's a.
Well, now you guys you're in St. Louis. So what phase are you guys in? Are you in phase 4 right now? And how many people are they allowing at an event? Are you allowed to have people in the building besides the players? Or I'm not sure. Like in Illinois, we can have we can get the teams out there. I saw some. I'm not going to say what building I was in the other day, but I mean I did see what looked like maybe a JV team practicing. And then there's 2 rinks in that building, so I saw, some parents with the other kids that were there. I didn't think they were going to let people in the building just to watch, but these were younger kids, so, they may have to have the parents there, obviously, for a reason. But I was a little surprised. I mean, there were definitely more than 50 people in the building, that's for sure. So I'm, just kind of curious as to what's going on in your area.
I have to be honest, I've been intimate with, and I phase we're in, and I know the phases. I can only count to 3, so maybe. But
we're in 4.
But like, there's only players practice, and then some of our limiting one dish kids. So for 14 teams that are can help them after they gear it up, then they step away from them. So I rank on it's Mark. Everything as much as I can. I'm getting into maybe as early as this games and maybe mentor much as we're allowed to. I have myself.
Are you working games this weekend, Brad?
I might again. Once I going the Andy set of the patients do it. Just think people don't know.
And help us grow. And, that's our team of mentors. And we have things divided up regionally in myself and 2 other quarters. And we kind of look after a group of rinks, and much smaller than you are up in Chicago. But we kind of focus on rinks and the officials that are working ranks to the rank, work one of the officials. We've been very good at making sure for our officials. I want to say all but small hand their first game ever, because racking and walking out in a presentation where they're being recorded and is up on the board, to have your enters on the ice level and below, and not at center AAA hockey. They can go on the men tracksuit and a visor and they go out there and help them with their next and kind of equal the half in the official. They can kind of take the heat off the official. Our retention from level 1 to that significantly improved. I don't have the number right now, but we, like, I would say officials from you were kind of in that 50 range, which still had improvement that we've had over the past years. It
done by request, up, encourage it, and it's a great. Is that or is that something is active?
A little bit of both. And new problems. The new official game Thursday or Friday, and so we have enough time to mention their request. So I myself and the other two coordinators, which is Andy Bethman and Bob Pugh, we're constantly looking at OSWEB, which we use you guys for scheduling, and identifying those new officials out there, flagging them and saying, this new official's first game. And then we're on text, we're on phone call on our guys saying, hey, I desperately need somebody out to such and such rink on Saturday. And most of our guys that they're used to first when we were doing them, they're like, oh man, I'm already skating 3 games today. It's like, look, I need you to go do this for an hour. And most of them will be like, if they can do it, they're on it. And which really makes me proud, because I think it shows the whole community thing that these guys want to give back. That's how we do it. It's a little bit of everything. Busy with the scramble. We're going to try to really focus on Monday night games at the youth level for our mentorship opportunity, just because there's less games on the weeknights and more bodies available. Yeah. And then you do a 2-man and 3-man in those weekday games, and then do all 2 weekends and really focus during those weekdays.
You make a great point there, because I know that we end up with a lot of mentors on the weekends, because that's when we've got the mites and squirts playing most of the time, and you'll get a call to work some of those mentor games with the newer officials. Overall, just in general, I mean, my personal opinion, and I'm sure everybody kind of shares this, is we'd like to see more games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights where you do have better officials available. If everybody's trying to have that Saturday night game at 8 o'clock, good luck to you. I mean, I get all the rinks are jam-packed and, the fans want to come out, but, we just get spread kind of thin. Do you agree with that, Brad?
I agree. Days now keep a twice they're at the rink enough bouncing around and compartment get Friday, Saturday. What student base, and that's a, and then you have the law week. solution. My two boys and have practice Tuesday.
Yeah, you're way out there.
Gone, which
We understood that because I talking to somebody this last season is any Friday night their for example or is it officials for there could be 4 ACH are going to get affected at our ability to and call games at that level. Let's say 20 or 24 girls. You got triple, and you might have Central State and at various levels. That could be 20 more officials. Now you're going to have high school games, 5th or 30. You're going to get down to Pee-wee and squirts. So when parents especially, and when coaches to a lesser degree, sometimes a greater degree, complain about the officiating, they need to have that perspective that they may be getting. And I hate to rank officials, but let's face it, you got experience. You got guys that can call better games, and girls. Just say guys and girls. Get the 200th official out of the active officials that you have, or the 250th of the 300 active officials you have. And of course that official is going to be new. Official is going to be nervous. They're going to be, maybe a little tentative. They might not see the ice as good as those of us. They certainly don't know how to manage the game as well. And I would understand that sometimes. Until we have an issue to manage, get it up significantly. The way the cookie crumbles, I'm afraid.
Well, and I think that too, and as you point out, if official, but that officials before are willing to skate that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you referees were so, because life keeps happening, referees are out there, have a sign. If only 150 lots, and I don't understand either. It's just, we are 4 games or 5 games or about right ran for the ring 10 hours. Might be the other end of the spectrum. Your initial, I've a lot of coaches, so I don't have a lot of advice.
Yeah, it's to play competitive as hockey. You can, because that's going to in the long and high school team, AAA team, or whatever the case may be, always in my decision and official that you want to take officiating seriously, and then you have to make some tough decisions about, should I play on both teams? Should I play high school and AAA? Should I play high school and Central States? Maybe break and just play high school and focus on officiating more. And we have officials that have done that, and they've become very successful that way. But stop playing just because you got pressure from officials. But going back to what you're saying, Brad, is put it in perspective, folks. We've got a limited resources. and we're doing our best to get people out there. Worst thing that can happen is games get canceled because of officials, and there's a lot of officials get driven away from this pastime. And the more we can minimize reasons, the better success we're going to have.
Our guest today is Andy Hudson, joining us from St. Louis, everybody. We're really happy to have him here. Andy is the development and education coordinator, I guess, for Missouri. And just a couple things. I've seen a few comments coming through that there might be a little buffering issue for both of our guests, with Brad and with Andy. Hopefully when it comes back on YouTube and you're able to watch the replay, everything should be good. I don't know. Guys, it's your show, so please send some questions in here. There's a few things we need to do. If you would be kind enough, please subscribe on YouTube. For us to get the custom URL, we need 100 subscribers, so we'd really appreciate it if you do that. It just makes it easier for everybody to kind of find out where we are, and much easier for us to give you a link to where we are. So it's search Ref Room in YouTube and look for the subscribe button, hit the notification button. We are using Restream, so you should be able to find us on Facebook. We have a group called Ref Room. I have a page called Ref Room, and then we have YouTube, and it's also Ref Room. So hit those subscribe buttons, hit the notification buttons. Send in your question, guys. Andy is happy to answer any of your questions. Brad will answer your questions. I won't, but they will. Also, when you guys are in the comment section, I think there is a link in there that you need to hit in order for your profile picture to show up. I could be mistaken, but when we use Restream, there is supposed to be some kind of privacy thing. So if you hit the little link in there, it does allow your picture to come up with your comments, so we appreciate that. We're taking comments. We're taking questions right now. We're going to go back to Andy because I do want to talk to him. I definitely want to find out more about like the path of progression for your young officials. So now that you've got them on the ice, you've been working with them, you've had the mentoring, and you've started to develop these guys, at what point now do you start to move them into the better games? And for the guys that have been around for a while, how's the progression for them moving either into the ADP or maybe even out of the ADP to get to the next level so that they can start doing those junior games, or whatever their path that they've chosen works out for them?
Well, the thing is they have they official looking at officials are 18 years old, especially when they're getting ready to graduate from high school. They got to show that they have the enthusiasm and the the good attitude to make a commitment. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be out working 1,000 games. Committing themselves games, and once they show that to us, then we do identify them for call our ADP, which is the same name as you guys use. We didn't plagiarize it from you, Brad, or maybe you did from us, but no problem. We're all on the same team.
Yep.
But Andy Bethman, who's one of our more experienced officials, who works NCAA men's and women's hockey and his work college and ACHA college and also junior hockey, he really looks and identifies officials that we want to push up to higher levels, whether that be going from P or maybe first AAA game or whatnot, and then putting them out of their comfort, I mentioned earlier, and getting them some more higher level opportunities. And then whenever opportunities come along, as far as people to local events or more so regional or national events, we always look at that group and or maybe the great to right free down. I'm bringing them 16 years old, and he was out there three-manning AAA games, 16 and 18-year-old levels with some of the top teams in the country. And he just nailed it. I mean, nailed it. And it was so cool to see him and how much he grew from that in just like 2 days, 3 days. I mean, he came back and he was just nails, right? And maybe it's a kid that can work a junior game on the line, throw him out there and give him his chance to cut his teeth. But there's really not we don't have a really formal progression, kind of a scenario was different, and each of different. And it's a heck of a lot easier to out of the program than it is into the program. This may be the case for you as well. Is program your commitment and program get serious, and you late to game kind of aloof. We're not back there. We don't want to succeed, but we want to invest in officials that are really, and we have, fortunately, a group of officials here that have shown that.
I agree with you, Andy. 100%. Always easier than it is to shoot through the window. We've been development isn't just really there's communication with this. Is that how
like you're saying, I may be a good communicator. If your assigners are taking care of you, they're going to give you opportunities, want you to carry the mail for them, show them the respect and courage to them on a timely fashion, submit your rights, ask questions. Ask questions of veterans that have been around, going back to what we were saying earlier about each other. Let's say you got to write a report and you've never written a report about a spearing penalty before. The phone call. Let's get this right. Let's not sugarcoat it or anything or tell untruths, but let's do a good report. And that's how you learn. I know that assigners, certain assigners down here, is they are so busy getting these games filled, is they do not want to have to wait to make decisions. Yeah. They want, like, if I'm going to text and say, can you work a game for me, or I really do this, give me the answer. The answer may be no, and that's fine. Get back to them, show them the courtesy to get back to them on time. And younger officials out there, and I have 2 teenagers myself, of them are into hockey, but pick up the phone and talk to people every once in a while. You can accomplish more to people than you can over text occasionally.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from the old school, and when we played hockey, I think now I don't know how far in advance players are expected to arrive before a game. I think it's probably like an hour or something, I'm guessing, because usually I believe in being there at least 30 minutes before my game, and usually I'm there 45 minutes before the game. I don't care if it's a men's league game. I still get there early. You need to have time to prepare, get mentally prepared for the game, get your stuff together. You don't know what's going to happen. Are the games running early? The games running late? Whatever the case may be, I don't want to feel rushed. You get in a traffic jam, you get in a situation. Guys, I mean, take this seriously. Give them the respect that they're due, and that is getting to the game a half hour before, getting in the locker room, talk to your partner, talk about the game, talk about what your plan is doing out there. If you got a foreman and you're a linesman, man, your communication, you need to be looking at one another. And I see a lot of guys that you're looking at them the whole game and they never even turn over and look at you. It's like, come on, guys, you got to communicate with your partner. It doesn't do anybody any good if you get pushed off that line and nobody knows about it. So, I'm a big fan of that, where, communication is really important. Respond to those emails that you get from an assigner quickly, or a text. If your partner is running late or you're running late, text your partner, let them know, hey, I'm coming from ABC rink. I will be there. I'm like 10 minutes out, or whatever the case may be. Don't leave everybody hanging. It's just common courtesy, and I think that's really important. That's probably the best bit of advice I can give to those younger guys and the older guys too. They're no different. Some of the guys show up late and they're not prepared, and you can tell. They're getting on the ice when they're getting ready when the Zamboni hits the ice. I mean, come on, guys. It's not fair to your partner either. So that's my rant.
Right. And no, that's fine. Rant. We won't take it. But you hit on that and be a good lesson for everybody to learn this. But your work games are going to Franks in one day. It and likely is the only, and that's important team of the week. Because we've been out there, maybe not dogging it, but 3 games, 1-4, and those players deserve 100% games.
Absolutely.
It drives me crazy when I see when it's their 3rd or 4th game. I just got to get out there. Come on, guys. And I tell you, we have a good effort. We all do. I takes years, and but coaches and they're going to off.
I agree with that. Out here, going to be getting off fair times. Really miss them. You need to sit down and did mistake. Think I ready 10, 12.
No doubt. Well, we're going to start to wrap things up, but I want to ask Andy one more thing, and that is,
the next
if there was one thing that you could change in hockey to make a difference, what would it be?
I don't know. I go back to the whole thing about and just people, the common sense and the common courtesy of everybody respect that they're out there doing something that we all love, and they're providing a service for their kids. I think we've lost a lot of that in today's society. This is certainly not a platform to talk about society necessarily, but it goes into hockey. So that, and if I may tongue in cheek, the USA Hockey says for when you mess up icing, change the face-off location.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves. I agree with you on that. I totally agree. That one I would. Now, do you want it to go?
That's going to go back and forth all day. It doesn't.
Do you want that to go to center ice, or do you want it to just come out to the neutral zone?
Here, so you put it in the concession stand or something.
I like that spot, and especially if they had soda pop there.
Amen. Yeah, for sure.
Brad, you got anything else before we start to wind things up here?
No, I just thank you to Andy for coming.
Yeah, big time, Andy. Really appreciate you taking the time to join us. And we do this every week, everybody. We join us starting at noon. We try to get on about 5 to 10 minutes before with the countdown so you guys can get a spot. Find us on YouTube. Find us on Facebook. Please subscribe. You're probably going to get the best viewing experience off of YouTube, quality-wise. And I know we've had some buffering issues from some of the comments today, so we apologize for that. This is not an exact science, that's for sure. But, we will do this every week. If you have some suggestions for some shows moving forward, we'd love to hear from you. We value your input, everybody. We love you guys. We miss you. Can't wait to see you guys back at the rink because, you are our team, and we have a lot of fun together with all you guys. Andy, thank you so much. Brad, thank you as always. Any closing thoughts before we go?
I just a little
Please do.
But I host a weekly live broadcast called My Hoa Live. It's over on www.mihoa.com/live. Maybe you can put that in there, one of you guys. I've got, I usually do it on Tuesdays, but do it this afternoon with Jeff Lavecchio. And if you know Lavecchio in the show, that maybe making a cameo. Chicago referee who moved to St. Louis. So come on over. It's at 5 o'clock Central. I usually do it at 4.
Well, do me a favor. Put it in when you get back. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Facebook. The replays will be up. Please put it in the comments section down there so everybody can find you. We'd love to check you out. We really appreciate your time. Brad, as always, thanks for being a part of this. Guys, stay safe. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys at the tournament this weekend. We're looking forward to some hockey. Have a great week. That's going to do it for us. We'll see you next Wednesday at noon. On behalf of Lunch in the Ref Room, take care, guys. Have a good one.